First and foremost, on behalf of myself and the Black Venom family, we want to extend our condolences to the family and friends of Plaza Boys. I hope your teammate knew that he was loved and he'll be missed. We're hoping he found peace. You never know the battles someone is going through, so make sure you guys DM your friends, text, give them a call. It can go a long way, so remember to love your brothers, your sisters, and your teammates. Alright, a big shout out to each and one family for what they provided for the football community. We're very grateful and lucky to have you fellas step up and give us this opportunity. Hopefully, this is the start of something big. We don't. Maybe we prove that we don't need, those other organizations. That we can do this on our own. If they don't give us the respect that we've needed. So, thanks to you guys. Also, quick thanks to each and guys, the Minnesota Army National Guard, for the plaque or the award they gave me. I was definitely surprised, caught off guard. Big thanks to Yer and the rest of the guys that helped make that possible. I'm grateful for the recognition, but like I said, that's a product of the team and the players. I just play my part and contribute however I can. I never set out for these legacy type awards. Just wanted to be a part of the team, help them be successful at football. So that was the goal in 2011 when I started with Black Venom, and that's still the goal today. Whether I'm out there coaching or not, I just want them to be great. So again, thanks to all those involved in making that happen or making that possible. I'm humbled, I'm honored, and before me, guys like Doc from Demons, Huo from Blitz, they should be recognized as well for their accomplishments and contributions throughout their time here. So shout out to those guys as well. Alright, so huge congrats to all those that placed at the tournament. Huge shout out to TCF and Showrins, two very worthy champions. Yeah, big ups to Zero and Esther for winning finals MVP. Those are two very special athletes. They both can play multiple positions and be elite at those positions. They can play on either side of the ball. They're both leaders on their teams, vocal and with their abilities. Above all, when it matters most, they can put the teams on their back and make big impactful plays. They definitely earned their recognition and they should be applauded for their efforts. Alright, I'll be going over a few games, the games that I was able to watch. For the women's, I only had time to see one game. It was the first half on Sunday, Pick 6 versus Phoenix. And I'll be honest, I was completely lost. Like from the snap of the ball to the down and distance, the blitzing, it was pretty new to me. But it looked fun though, because I think every snap, there was action. I think this format really helps QBs develop faster too. Helps them, diagnose coverages and raw concepts. So I think the format it's a good alternative to the women's game. And I don't say that out of disrespect, but I think it gives them their game different elements, and it was cool to see all the final scores were shootouts and a little higher scoring. So I enjoyed that. Pick 6 we're still utilizing the run, and we're setting up play action still, and it was pretty cool to see them kind of go a little crazy, get a little creative with their play selection, play calls. And they're veterans. They still have so much talent, and I think they can still be elite for as long as they want. Especially in this format. And they're super athletic still. Some of the most talented girls still. And Phoenix looked really good as well. They look like they're playing with more confidence. They're more instinctive and a little more intuitive. Just compared to the Phoenix of years before. Yeah, it's night and day, and they practice on the other side of the BV practice field. So yeah, we see their dedication and hard work, and it looks like it's paying off for them. So yeah, congrats to them, to Phoenix. I think they fell short in the finals against Showrens, but yeah. So now we'll cover some of the men's games that I was able to watch. All right, obviously, first game in the morning, it was Blue Dragon and Black Venom. Yeah, that game was it was just an ugly game. Even from Blue Dragons, who ended up winning, I think like 14-0 or so. Even for them, that was not a pretty game from them. They're missing bodies as well, but I think they had a few guys out in Vegas. But yeah, I'm sure they'll agree that that wasn't their best game either. It was pretty sloppy. But watching, I watched from the end zone view. I wasn't on the sidelines there, but yeah, I mean, BV, transitioning with different quarterback. They had a lot of holes. It just felt like they're plugging in bodies, and they just couldn't get things right. It felt like whenever 8 guys finally got something right, there's always one guy that was totally off, and got exposed by the opposing team. Yeah, it was just sloppy overall. I think Blue Dragons, literally their first drive, they were on the field for at least 12 minutes. Could have been a 3 and out, and then a penalty extended the drive, and next thing you know, it's like most of that first half was gone. So yeah, and same thing, similar happened in the second half as well. I think it was another like 8 or 9 minute drive. So yeah, that kind of handicaps a team like Black Venom that needs to get in a rhythm and whatnot. So yeah, just good job of controlling the clock for Blue Dragon. Newton had a couple of touchdowns. Dude just it's typical Newton. You expect him to make plays, and of course it always comes through. So clutch. Let's see. I watched a little bit of TCF and ESPN, and even that game, it just felt super sloppy. I think even on both sides of the ball. Yeah, I believe there were just a ton of picks as well, and ESPN were missing. I took them. I thought they were gonna be a surprise team this weekend, but I believe they had a lot of guys gone in Vegas as well. So yeah, it's just a little sloppy. I only caught part of that game. So I watched Crusaders versus Suburbs. This was a very good game. First and foremost, that Suburbs DN knows the guy's a monster. It's the African American brother. He was just killing it. Yeah, I think it was evident from that first game that he was a big part of their defense. Like if they were gonna have any major success on defense, it was gonna be off his back. And yeah, I think he's definitely a handful, game changer too. And so I thought he had a crazy game, but at the same time, I was really impressed with Crusaders. I was super impressed with their quarterback. That's Nico's brother. If you guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys that go out to Green Bay, played in Green Bay, Nico. But that's Nico's brother, and man, he was pretty poised. Mechanics weren't bad, but I was just trying to listen to him on the sidelines and in his huddles, and yeah, man, he commands the huddle well. Guys, really rally around him, and I like that he was, he took responsibility for everything, whether it was getting people in the right spots or if he was inaccurate. Secondly, number 22, the receiver, the light skinned kid, man, dude's a baller. There's got a little diva in him, you know. Talks a lot too, but kid's just nasty as well. He's gonna be fun to watch. Yeah, they were chirping a lot in all their games, and there's a couple of plays when I was like, man, if this was J4, those refs would have flagged him. They might have like kicked him out, but yeah, he was going off. He was having fun. They were just it was fun to watch him. So I'm a big fan. I look forward to seeing them more often. Yeah, hopefully they get Nico on their defense too to, you know, add another element to that team. So yeah, man. And I ended up taking them as my big upset on Sunday, but yeah, it was close. Let's see. After that, I watched the first half of Plaza and Aftermath. And Plaza looked really good. I think their first drive, Gerald led them down, and Aftermath was just so, I think, passive. So much space they were giving up, cushion. And I think Plaza just threw a little swing pass, a little check down on the running back. He made one guy miss and walked in the last 20 yards. And yeah, man, like I thought Aftermath was gonna be in trouble. And then sure enough, Aftermath drives down. They hit him with the option, a little jet sweep, and they faked the option. Left. Quarterback peeled back and threw a post corner backside. It was just crazy. It's like, yeah, the arm talent was pretty crazy. Yeah, and then I left right before half, and I came back and I heard that game finished in a tie. I was like, wow. I thought it was gonna be I thought Plaza was gonna win it, but yeah, that turned out to be a good game. So I wish I could have stayed for the second half, because I left there. I went to go watch the Doomsday and Suicide Squad second half. Just to so I thought Doomsday was so. I remember a few years ago when we went to Green Bay, we played a team called Doomsday. I thought that was them, but it's not. This is Doomsday, young squad from St. Paul here. I heard they're a bunch of like Central High School boys. But yeah, I remember that. So it's on that first day, they had the tall kid. He's 17. He was playing quarterback, and yeah, they had a crazy game against Suicide Squad. It was going back and forth. You know, teams were moving the ball, but they just couldn't get it in. They struggled once they got to the red zone, and for sure we thought it was going to be a tie. And then Doomsday picked up a lot of momentum late. This is like under 30 seconds, or maybe under 40 seconds, and they drove it down to the red zone. And all they had to do was, you know, score to win the game, or if they don't score, it just goes to it just ends. It's gonna be a draw, a tie game. But then they threw a pick six. Suicide Squad ended up taking the ball back. I think it was about 60 yards to the house to win the game with, you know, virtually left them like 10 seconds left on the clock. It was just, you know, what a crazy, you know, turn of events there. Just insane. So hope, you know, there's a lot of learning moments there for Doomsday as well. They took that loss, but easily could have been a win for them as well. All right, and then after that, I watched the Black Venom and Team Shumeng game. Honestly, it was kind of a boring game. You know, I think BB is still kind of trying to figure themselves out at this point. You know, but Team Shumeng was working with a different quarterback as well, and yeah, I think both teams were just trying to you know, kind of learn about themselves a little bit. And yeah, it was I mean, the game itself had some moments, but for the most part it was just you know, two offenses struggling to really get in a rhythm and move. I think BV's first drive, they marched down to near the red zone, but then it was 3 and out. I think final score was 6-0. I don't remember to be exact, but yeah, it was kind of a boring game. BV ended up catching like a little fade before the end of the first half to get BV a lead, and they just held on. But yeah, Team Shumeng, different quarterback. Brian on defense, always causing havoc. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember too much from that game. Also because I had a few beers at that time, so yeah. After that BV and Team Shumeng game, I think we wrapped up. Like, we were getting out of there. I didn't watch any more games after that. So, all right. So Sunday. So my predictions were a little off. I think BV had the 9 a.m. game. So I didn't get to see any games prior or the games running at the same time. But Black Venom and Aftermath, it was just yeah. I mean, BV just couldn't. They just had too many guys out of position. Guys playing different positions, filling in different spots. Didn't have enough playmakers to really kind of have a real fighting chance against Aftermath. Aftermath were just, they had more athletes and they just had a little more experience. They were just out physical them, to be honest. They just won on the line, won up front, and controlled that aspect of the game. I think it was like 18. Final score was like 18-6, 19-6. But I mean, honestly, as a spectator, like, the game never felt that like it was close at all. I just felt like, Aftermath just kind of controlled the clock, and they weren't too worried about playing defense if they had to. And maybe just couldn't really get in the rhythm at all. The first drive was promising. They were able to move the ball on the ground, but they just struggled to move to the chains after that. Aftermath just better front. And they were able to get a few runs in to extend drives, controlling the clock. That was the difference, because they had a long drive as well. They had like almost a 10-minute drive too, and it was just getting to third and short situations and then converting on those short third downs and keep that defense on the field. And they made it look easy, in my opinion. And after that game, let's see, I was surprised. So Plaza, I had heard Plaza was up 14-0 against Witness at half, and then to find out that Witness came back and beat them, I was super surprised. And I actually took Plaza to go to the finals. So big ups to Witness, man. Those veterans, they're due for a big win as well. And so after that, I did watch a lot of the Team Chewy and Crusaders game, because I took Crusaders to upset, and they were like a 13th seed or something, 10th seed maybe, and I took them to upset Team Chewy, who was a top 4 seed, I believe they were 4th. And so that was an intense game, a lot of trash talk, like it was going back and forth. I believe Team Chewy marched down late to tie the game. To tie, and I don't remember if they converted to take the lead. But regardless, after their drive, they ended up taking the lead. I think they were up just by a point. And then this was right around like a little over 2 minutes left, and of course I'm watching Crusaders. I'm watching the quarterback, watching how they function offensively. And they had they made a bunch of clutch third down plays. They eventually got down inside the 10, I believe. And then I think the final play just came down to, I think he took a sack. I mean, it was just a crazy final, like maybe 30 seconds of that game. And actually, Crusaders, maybe it was a coaching moment for them, but they actually so they had a running clock. They picked up a first down to convert, and they went and spiked the ball, but I think they were in illegal formation. They actually had all 5 receivers to one side of the field. And those young refs, I don't remember who's reffing, but they didn't catch it. So that game probably should have been over. They should have never even got that last few plays to throw it into the end zone to try to win it. So, yeah, I remember seeing that right away. So, yeah, coaching moment. You know, you should practice that. Practice your, your spike. Like, I think with us, it's kind of random. We usually tell guys, hey, just line up in the last formation of that last play. Line up. For sure, we just need 2 guys on the line. Anyone else, you're in the backfield, just don't move. And so, yeah, something for all teams to consider practicing. Just so it's a situational. And so that was a super good game. And then right after that was an even better game. Was the Doomsday and Blue Dragon. That was the like a triple overtime game with the young kids took Blue Dragons to triple OT. Actually, I remember because I was watching the Crusaders game and I kept hearing just the crowd going crazy. And every time I look back, it's the purple shirts, guys just going nuts. And so I had a feeling, so I knew Doomsday had put up at least 2 scores. I wasn't sure if Blue Dragon had scored or not. So I made my way over there, and they're like, oh yeah, Blue Dragons, they just scored. They're down 1 touchdown. I'm watching. Blue Dragons makes a crucial stop, and then they punch it in. They score to tie the game, and I'm watching Doomsday try to win it in regulation, end up going to overtime, double overtime, and in triple overtime to win the game. They ended up throwing a pick 6 in triple overtime. They threw it to Chur, the quarterback of Blue Dragons, who was playing at the outside linebacker. He just jumped a route, and oh my god, it happened right in front of me. The angle the QB from Doomsday took to track down the Chur, he chased him down right in front of me, and it was do or die, and he just missed the flag barely, and Chur got to high step his way into the into the end zone there. So that was a crazy play, and that was triple overtime for Blue Dragons to go to the quarterfinals. Yeah. So yeah, that was everyone thinking, shoot, Blue Dragons high seed. You're playing against a young team. It's probably gonna be a cakewalk. And sure enough, like those young kids, that young team takes them to triple OT. So they got to sweat it out. After that, that's when I went and watched the women's for a little bit, where I get to watch Phoenix and Blitz. And then came back and watched some I don't remember if it was Suburbs or I came back and watched Brothers. Okay, so it'll be earlier in that day too. I was watching Brothers and Suicide Squad, and I think that was a 6-0 game. Brothers ended up winning, but man, that game was pretty tight too. And that Suicide Squad, their safety made 2 beautiful picks. On just one was so the Brothers quarterback rolled to one side of the field, the safety rolled with him, and then the quarterback tried to throw a backside over the safety. He came back and he jumped off 1 foot, and he was airborne going head to head with the receiver coming towards him. So he kind of just gave up his body, but he went full Ed Reed and just took 1 big gather step and then jumped off 1 foot, like Zach Levine does in his dunks, and went up, high pointed the ball. It was sick, and came down and brought it back past midfield. That kid was amazing. Blue shorts, if I remember, he was wearing blue shorts. So whoever that kid is, yeah, man, he made a couple crazy plays. That's what I took away from that game. But brothers, they were my pick to win before starting everything. But yeah, they didn't look like they just didn't look like the brothers that I knew that we played back in 2019, who were super stout up front. And yeah, I don't know what it is or what it was. I don't know if they're missing guys, but yeah, maybe they're just transitioning, new personnel and maybe new plays, new schemes. But yeah, it looked like they were as in sync. So I didn't get to watch too much of Witness, like not enough to. I saw maybe a couple drives in there. I saw their opening drive against Team Chewy, where I think Mike, their quarterback, I don't know if it was design keeper or quarterback counter or something, but he pulled the ball and ended up running in for a score, maybe like 10, 15 yards out. And that's an OG Mike. He's been around forever too, so that was cool to see. Yeah, and then of course I saw a lot of suburbs. Like I said, just watching their offense work. Watching Money, who's one of the better quarterbacks left in the league. He's a true veteran. Hunter. It's always fun to watch Hunter do his thing, even when he doesn't get the ball. Just watch how I like to watch how teams defend him. What they do? Do they double him? Do they just put a shell over him? Do they give up everything underneath? Do they dare play man on him? And watch him cut in and out of his breaks, man. Dude's nasty. So yeah, I watch a little bit of suburbs, watch a little bit of their defensive lineman. I don't know his name. Dude with the skull cap. Dude, dude's a beast. Yeah, and then let's see, TCF. I talked with them on the sidelines a few times. Like I said, no one has more fun than those guys. I'm glad they won. Like I said, I'm glad in a sense because they enjoy the game. They do it specifically to have fun. The one thing that I might not like about them winning is that they probably don't practice as hard as a lot of other teams. But at the end of the day, it's how you do that day. Any given Sunday. That doesn't matter if you practice or not. If you come out, you have a better day. You're just gonna put up points. You're gonna make plays. And so, yeah, I didn't get to watch too much. I'm trying to think of other teams. Tier 1, I didn't get to watch too much of. I didn't even get to catch up with Isaac, to be honest. I didn't really watch any of ESPN. I think they end up playing a lot of times where they're playing along, or when I was watching other games. I just decided to watch other games. No offense to the ESPN. Yeah, I watched some of Team Chewy. Yeah, that quarterback, man, that Vin Diesel guy, family, dude's dude's crazy, man. He's quite an athlete too, man. It's fun watching other teams have to chase him around as opposed to watch my game planning against him. It's fun to watch other teams struggle against him. Yeah, man, that's about it. Those are the games I watch. We didn't stay too late. Like I think we left before semifinals. I was trying to get out as soon as we lost. I was trying to go drink and make fun of them, troll them, but they were still moping around. So I ended up just getting to watch other teams. But yeah, that's about it. That's just what I saw. That was my weekend, my days. I mean, my games I got to watch. So. All right, quick shout out to those that I had a chance to interact with. Yeah, I always treasure these conversations, and I'll always be open to having them, and just sharing my thoughts and input with guys. So, shout out to Brandon from Unknown, Marshall, the QB receiver from Doomsday, Pang from the OG Plaza Boys, G, aka Chicken from Demons, who's now helping coach the FSU guys. I had a deep conversation with Mong from Villagers, who was running with Crusaders. Shout out to the QB from Crusaders too. I forgot his name. but we had a quick chat. And shout out to your brother too, Nico. Hope all is well with you, Nico. Then there's Eric from Plaza Boys, Creon from Brothers, Hector from Aftermath, Dai from Blue Dragons. I had a long 30-minute conversation with Anthony, QB from FSU. He's a great kid. I had no fear of asking questions. I think he soaked in a lot of information, so hopefully there was some good information in that context. And I'm hoping to see how you grow as you transition into the quarterback. So there were a lot of guys. So I apologize if I forgot you or didn't get your name. Send me a friend request, drop a PM. Always open to talk. My bad if I didn't mention you. Don't take any offense to that. With that said, the game is in great hands. The top 7 or 8 teams were all legitimate contenders. Teams, in the tier even after those 7 or 8, they're all capable of pulling off upsets and beating those top teams. I think the level of competition has evened out since the year off. I don't know if that's result of guys out of shape or not having enough time to really get back in sync. But it was evident that the veteran and older teams all made the semis. Probably the 2 oldest teams made the finals. The oldest team won the tournament, the men's tournament, and Zero, who is probably one of the oldest guys in the league, won the MVP. So maybe the difference in this tournament was, simply experience, athleticism. And hopefully the rest of you, really put in the work the rest of this season, and more importantly, utilize the off season to separate yourself from the rest, because the separation is in the preparation. So again, big ups to each and all those that helped make this event happen. Congrats to TCF and Showruns. I want to wish a quick recovery to all those that were injured. Don't cheat the grind. Work hard. Best of luck. And maybe see you guys in Wassa. If not, I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys. See you guys later.
Bruh.